Hi there, I'm Lee and welcome to iMineBlocks. In this video I'll be showing you how to CPU mine your favorite crypto coins using a cloud server or VPS. So the platform that I'm going to be using is called DigitalOcean, and you can create a VPS with them very quickly and easily. If you haven't used them before, I'll put a link in the video description and you'll get, I think it's $50 credit to get started with that cloud service provider. So let's jump into it, and like I say, we're going to be CPU mining using a VPS. I'll be showing you the demonstration mining Verium coin, but you can use the same process to mine Monero or your other favourite CPU mineable crypto coins. So let's jump into it. So on a Windows desktop, I'll open up our web browser. So I'm just using Firefox, but you can use Chrome or whichever your preference is. I'm going to be using the instructions that are on here. I'll put a link in the description for everything you need and the miner that we're going to be using. And what I've done is just sort of copied those across to a text file just to make it a little easier with the copy and pasting, and that's basically all we're going to be doing. Just a bit of copy and pasting, not too complicated. So if we go over to DigitalOcean, and we're going to create a new droplet, basically a new server. So like I say, if you haven't already used them before, either log into DigitalOcean or use a link in the description and you can get started with them for free. Once inside, we want to go to create, and we want to create a new droplet. And then we're going to choose our distribution. We're going to use Ubuntu or Ubuntu, however you want to call it. And we're going to use the version 16.04.4. And if we scroll down, we can choose a droplet size. So I'm just going to go down and I'm going to choose a very basic minimum one. So this one here, it's one CPU, 25 gig SSD and 1000 gig transfer. So just a very basic version, and it's $5 per month. So I'm going to select that. Further down, we don't need any backups. And I'm just going to select, we don't need any additional storage either. I'll just select a location. I'll choose London, it's kind of the closest to me, but it doesn't really matter which data center you choose. And then we can just give it a name. I'll just do you can call it whatever you like really, and then we want to create this. So it takes about 30 seconds to set up the droplet. Okay, our new droplet has been created. So now what we want to do is we want to log in using the terminal. So if you click on the little dots, and if we go to this Access Console, so now we have a login that we can use. So the username that we're going to use is going to be root. The password will be emailed to your primary account. So if I just go to our emails now, just double checking my details again. So it's root. And we paste our password and enter. Okay, so then it will ask us to change our password. So we need to re-enter the current password, which is the one from your email. So we paste that back in and enter. Now we choose a new password. And we enter and re-enter to confirm. So that's the kind of the login done. We can close our emails now, and then we're going to go through kind of step by step and just enter a few of these commands. So the first part is we're going to update this install. So again, we're just going to copy and paste and enter. So that's the first part done. And then the next command, and we'll paste again and enter. So you might get prompted and it just says, do you want to continue, yes or no? So you just want to say yes, or why should I say, to be more specific. So you might see a message that pops up like this. There's several different options. You just want to select keep the local version and press enter. Okay, so it takes a few minutes, but that's completed now, and on to the next line. So we copy and paste it. And again with the confirmation, just Y to confirm. Okay, so that took another couple of minutes, but that's completed now. So on to the next step. We copy and paste again. And Y to confirm. Okay, that's completed as well now. So Ubuntu installation is effectively ready to install our miners now. So everything we've done previously was just program updates and dependencies. So now we can install our miner. So like I said, we're going to install the veriumMiner. So it's this part here. So it's git clone, so it's going to basically clone this GitHub repo which contains the miner. So the process would be very similar if you wanted to use, like for a Monero miner or something like that, for example. You would just clone the same, the appropriate repo. So we're just going to copy and paste this one for the veriumMiner. And effectively it's going to download that. So that's done. Now we want to go into the folder for the miner. So it's cd varium miner with a capital M. So now we're in that folder, and now we want to build the miner because it doesn't come compiled. So just copy and paste again. So we're going to build the miner. Okay, so our miner has now been built. So it's the last step really. So the last step is to start the mining program. So I'll break it down just to kind of explain the different parts to you. So the first part is the miner program, and then it's our mine address. So here you're going to put your pool address. I'm mining to this VRM nerd 3D pool, and then we've got the port. You select a different port based on the difficulty or your hash rate. So I've got kind of the lowest hash rate I'm expecting, so I've chosen an appropriate port. Then we've got our username, so I've got riskyfire, and then we've got a dot, and then we have our worker name. So your worker name is something that you need to configure within your pool mining account. So I normally just use like worker1, worker2, etc. Then we've got a password. It's just the worker password, so it doesn't need to be anything complicated, so you just normally use X. And then we've got -t, which is threads equals 1. So we're just going to be mining on a single CPU core, so one thread. Normally you'll have, depending on the CPU model, you normally have 1 or 2 threads per CPU core. So I'm just going to do 1 thread in this case. So we're going to copy that whole line, and then we're going to paste it. And then we're going to press enter. So you can see the miner has started, 1 thread's being used. I'm not using the huge pages. I'll go into that another time. So you're not going to get technically the best performance, but you should get a fair or reasonable performance. And then you can see that we've connected to the pool, we've got the current difficulty, and we've also got a reference as to what block we're currently on. And then we will start getting some hash rates start coming through. Okay, so the miner's working well. You can see we've got a couple of different reported hash rates, around about 240. This reports hashes per minute, but normally it's reporting hashes per second. So I think that is just kind of a display error. But what you want to be looking for is these accepted shares. So that means that you're processing the work and you're getting, you'll be rewarded for your contributions. So that's what you're going to be looking for, a good hash rate and accepted shares. Okay, so in this instance, using 2 threads versus 1, we're getting roughly about the same performance. I'm sure probably over time it'll probably work out to about the same. So one other thing I want to show you is just the pool itself. So the pool that I'm using is this nerded N3RD3D. But here we can see, if you go to my account and if you go to your workers, you can see a couple of the workers that I have there. And then we've got this riskyfire.digitalocean. Like I said, the password was X. You can see it's currently active, and you can see the hash rate over here is slowly starting to pick up. So it will probably take about 10-15 minutes for it to accurately show your mining effort, but that will show up there. You can also see it on the dashboard as well. It gives you more like an overall kind of summary. So you can see my hash rate there. I've got one other device that's currently mining, which is actually a mobile phone. I'll show you that in just a second. But that's effectively it. You're up and running and mining with your DigitalOcean VPS. Here's some extra information. You've got some pretty graphs showing you your bandwidth, disk access, and also your CPU. So if you're mining, you probably want to be using the whole of your CPU bandwidth, so 100%. Okay guys, so that's just about it for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching me CPU mining using a VPS. One other thing I just want to show you quickly. So this is me mining on my mobile phone. So this is it's actually a broken phone. I picked it up off eBay, just got a broken screen, and I'm mining Varium using a Linux installation on this phone. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments, and I'll probably do like a follow-up video. Very similar to the video that I've just showed you, but like I say, it'll be on the phone. So I just want to quickly show you that. One of the things that I've been working on in the background, and I think it's quite interesting. So that's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Any questions or comments, let me know in the comments area below. I'll be sure to get back to you. I'll put a text file or description for those commands and everything that you need to get started. That'll all be in the description for you as well. Okay, thanks. I'll see you guys on the next one.